Have you ever read something, a book, a manga, a poem, or even an article, that was so good it took your brain a while to realize exactly how good it was? I mean, reading it, you knew it was good, but you didn't realize exactly how good it was until you tried to explain it to someone. No, you need to read this. It's amazing. Okay, but what's it about? It's boy meets girl. Oh, so it's a romance? Yes, but it's more than that. So much more than that. And after a year of stewing on this manga, I might almost be able to sort of scratch the surface and kinda sorta explain how good it is to you. I may be overstating that. Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. If you're new here, my name is Danon. I've been watching anime since 1985, and I'm currently reading over 500 manga or light novel series. As someone who has read a lot of manga and seen a lot of anime, as well as studied genre and story structure, I feel I have a pretty good grasp on which manga are worth your time depending on your tastes. Which brings us to the subject of today's video, Karo Hana wa Rin Tusaku, or The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. Before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Rentaru was a student at Chidori Public High School, which is situated next door to Kikyo Private Academy, an all-girls school. The girls' school is one of the most prestigious in the city, full of beautiful girls, all princesses, the daughters of wealthy parents. To a woman, they hate the unruly and stupid boys who attend Chidori. This attitude is impressed upon them by their teachers. For the most part, the boys at Chidori are a rather wild lot. Rentaro, our main character, has earrings and blonde hair after all. He's tall, with an evil-looking face, hates school, and would rather spend time with his friends. Because of his appearance, he is feared by everyone. All his life, people have judged him. But he is a good boy, and his friends love him for that. In just a few pages, the series does a phenomenal job of building up these schools and the conflict they have between them. We easily see that the Kikyo girls hate the boys from Chidori. However, Rentaro's friends don't care one way or another about the girls from Kikyo. So you've got hatred on one side and indifference on the other. On this particular day, Rentaro isn't able to hang out with his friends. His parents need him to come manage the cake shop they both own and live over. His mom quickly has to run off, so after she yells at him for being late and then brushes off how he's not exactly the best with customers, she informs him that there's only one customer, so he doesn't have much to worry about. He goes out there and sees a girl. A very cute girl. With how small she is, Rentaro thinks she's a middle schooler, with a pile of plates from all the cakes she's finished. She chokes on her bite, gets embarrassed, and runs out the door. Rentaro is convinced that she ran away from his scary face. He apologizes to his mother after she returns, and lets her know that he scared off the customer. Rentaro's mother laughs it off and tells him not to worry. After all, Waguri-san isn't that type of girl. The next day, as Rentaro is moping in his room, Waguri returns to the restaurant and asks to see Rentaro. The two awkwardly talk to each other. They're teenagers. Everything they do is awkward, but sometimes adorable. Waguri apologizes for running away, but Rentaro says it's fine. He's got a scary face after all. Waguri, flustered, stammers out an explanation. She wasn't scared, and this wasn't the first time they'd met. After all, she'd seen him several times before then. It's just, this was the first time a boy had stared at her, and her heart became fluttery. Rentaro doesn't know what to do. The only action he's ever gotten from girls before is screaming and crying. They look at him and they're afraid. But here's a girl whose heart went doki doki. Waguri assures him that she's never once thought of him as scary, then leaves to go to the station. Of course, this is unacceptable to Rentaro's mother. Not only did Waguri forget her cake, but her idiot son didn't insist on escorting a cute girl back to the station after dark. And like in most manga, Waguri encounters some trouble, but Rentaro is able to save her. He doesn't fight against the thugs, just glares at him and they run off. Waguri doesn't hesitate to treat his wounds. Rentaro doesn't know how to handle Waguri. She's nice to him, and not nice because she's trying to get something out of him, but because she's genuinely interested in him. Does she like him? Maybe. We'll have to see. As she gets on the train, she can't get the memory of his strong arms around her, protecting her from danger. The next day, Rentaro got to school early. He was tired and couldn't sleep. Memories of last night, of Waguri, keep playing in his head. He glances out the window and notices that, for the first time he can remember, there's a crack in the curtains at Kikyo. And staring back at him is none other than Waguri. And so, Chapter 1 of the manga comes to a close. I don't want to spoil anything beyond this, but I did want to go over some of the ongoing themes. First of all, as you can tell from this chapter, this is a Romeo and Juliet story. Two kids in love, but attending schools that hate each other. Everyone in their respective friends groups will be adamantly against them dating. And heaven help Waguri if her teachers ever find out. But it's so much more than that. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity is not only a Romeo and Juliet story, it's also a gender-bent Cinderella. Rentaro's family isn't exactly poor and they don't make him sleep in the fireplace, but they couldn't afford to send him to a private school. His older brother also didn't attend private school. They're a loving family. He doesn't exactly have wicked stepsisters. But there's a bit of that good-hearted boy becoming a prince that you get to see from Cinderella. Not to mention, since Waguri attends Kikyo, she must come from a very wealthy family. What's the son of a baker to do? This manga presents itself as a shonen, but unlike a lot of other shonen romance stories, it is grounded in reality. There are no over-the-top characters like in Komi Can't Communicate or Kaguya-sama Love is War. The story is grounded and feels more like Horimiya. It feels more like a seinen with teenage characters than a typical shonen. The struggles they face are real. The anxiety of being accepted by your boyfriend's friends, the stress of meeting your girlfriend's parents, the awkwardness of meeting classmates out in public. All of these are struggles that many of us can identify with. But there's also high notes as well, such as the peace and tranquility that comes over you when you find your purpose in life. Or the simple joy of just eating a good meal with friends. At its core, the manga is about facing your problems with a positive attitude and an open heart. And good news for all of you who don't want to read fan translations. The official version just got announced and will be coming out next summer. I'll post a link down below so you can pre-order it from Amazon when it comes out. When I started writing this script, I wasn't sure if we'd ever get a copy, but I love this series so much that I just had to do a video on it. If you enjoy soft romance with wonderful, down-to-earth characters, you should read The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. There are several tiers to choose from. You can pick an anime or manga for me to do a video about, or you can join our monthly manga club. I also want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Alex, Daniel, Steve, Kevin, Alex, Cookie, Porgy, Jake, Exiled Rogue, Manassas, Nazwin, Kyo, Oolong, and Pedro. You guys are awesome. I post anime or manga videos often, or you can click here to watch additional videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Musings by Danon.